Are you ready to transform your business with real growth? What if I told you that the key to that growth that will transform your business isn't about doing more or adding more to your calendar, but about doing things differently? And the secret really lies in forming new habits. And these new habits can really create momentum that will empower your business so that you will take control of the business now and also in future. Welcome to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade, the podcast dedicated to empowering side hustlers, business owners, and entrepreneurs to create, grow, and scale their businesses. And each week, we'll take a deep dive into practical tips and strategies, insightful interviews, and inspiring stories to help guide you on your entrepreneurial journey. Whether you are starting a new business or you are scaling an existing one, this podcast is a go-to resource for practical tips and expert advice. Join us and start creating your own economy today. Today, we are exploring how you can form a habit that can be a game changer for you in your personal development and also in your business. When habits are practiced regularly, we know it can really transform lives. We all know that. And the success of forming new habits varies from person to person. Some people find it difficult to create new habits and also to be consistent with the habit, and others don't. But I have a statistics to share with you. According to 2009 study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology, it says it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for a person to form a new habit. And the average is around 66 days. That is for a new behavior to become automatic, 66 days. And most of the time before we get to that 66 days, some of us are already like, we are discouraged. We are like, I don't think this will work, and let me go look for something else. And I started reading a new book that I want to share with you. And that book is called Atomic Habits: Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I will show you the book. I hope you can see the book. Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results, Atomic Habits. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones by James Clear. I'm inviting you to join me on the journey just to read that book. I'm sure it will change us, change our lives, and also change the business. So, atomic, when you talk about atomic, because he named the book Atomic Habits. So when we talk about atomic, for those of us who read science or knew something about science, we know atomic is tiny. And in definition, you cannot reduce anything more than that. At least when I went to school, I know there are some other things now. But what he's trying to say is that it will be so tiny that it's irreducible. You can't reduce it further than that. And the habit is a routine that you perform regularly. So when you now say atomic and habits at the same time, you are looking at the tiniest change that you can introduce to your life or to the business that can begin. And when you perform it regularly, the response will be a change. But according to the statistics, some people might take over 200 days before it becomes automatic. Some people might take them 66 days, which is the average. Some people might take less than that. I'm sure some people might take a year. But what James Clear is saying in this book is that you don't need some big changes, some big changes in your business before you can be successful. But you can start changing little things. It might take some time, but it will come. It will come. So, and reading his story, he faced a challenge in his life. He had a severe injury when he was playing sports, and that changed his life completely. But then he had to turn things around to transform his health, to transform his business, to transform his outlook in life. But what he did, that transformation, he did it like making a 1% improvement. And some of us that struggle with weight all our lives, when we join a gym or when we are into a new diet, they ask you, how many pounds do you want to lose? They say, oh, I want to lose 60 pounds in the next 9 months. And you know that maybe that might be impossible. So what he's trying to say is, when we have those atomic, tiny little improvement that might not even be visible yet, in the next 1 week, in the next 1 month, it might not even be visible. But if you hold on to it for some time, you will begin to see changes. So number one of what he said, that habits are compound interest of self-development. So that 1% of improvement that is not noticeable, but we do it consistently over a long period of time, the difference will be astounding. The results that you will get will be astounding. And people that didn't know your story from the beginning, they see that your business just increased and everything just boomed, they might think it just happened overnight. No, it's consistency, is many things that you have done over so many months, that you have been consistently doing over so many months, that is giving the results that the business is enjoying. Then the second thing that he said is that when there is change, he said that there is change when you cross a critical threshold and unlock a new level of performance. So, and he gave an example of, if you are in a room that is really cold, you can see your breath, you can see that it's really cold in that room, and you sit a table of ice in that room, and the temperature in that room is about 25 degrees. But over a period of time, the temperature begins to rise gradually. It was 25, then it's 27, then it's 29, then it's 30, then it's 31. But nothing will happen to the ice. Nothing. But immediately, the threshold shifts to 32. Immediately you get to 32 degrees, that ice will start to melt. So the change that just happened at 32 didn't just happen at 32. It started at 25 and 26 and gradually, but you are not seeing it because the ice is still exactly the way it is, ice cold on the table. So the change or the success or the breakthrough that you crave in your business, it will be a result of all the previous actions, all the previous things that you are doing, that gradually they are building up. And all of a sudden, there will be a significant change that people will see. There will be a significant change in your business, the growth in your business, getting more clients, building more and expanding your business. All those things, people will see them at the end when you reach that threshold. That's the second thing that he said. Then the third thing that he said is that mastery of your habit requires patience and consistency. You have the bowl of ice on the table, and every time you go look, it's like nothing is happening. I'm depriving myself of this. I'm following my coach's action plan. Everything I'm following, but there's nothing. It seems that nothing is happening. Says it requires patience and consistency, because all big things, all big achievements, or the big goal that you will see in your business start or comes from a small beginning. And, just imagine a giant oak tree. It came from an acorn. And then it's so huge tree. But there's a small beginning. There's a small beginning. And also, if there's a bad habit, on the contrary, if there's a bad habit that you are trying to replace with a new one, it takes time. It takes time. It's just like you want to uproot an oak tree. It will take you time for you to get that done. It will take you time, a lot of time. Then number 4 of what he said is that we need to focus on the system. Focus on the system. Then I was thinking, focus on the system. He said, because most of us business people, we focus on our goals, because the goals is about the result that you want to achieve. So when there is a goal, then there's, I'm thinking about the result. I just want that result. I just want the business to grow, to get more clients, paid clients, to get your product and your services in front of people. So, we all are looking for that. But he said there's something else that we need to really think about, and that is the system, the processes that we need to put in place for us to achieve those results. Because when we turn the old habits around, it's not that we don't have goals, but when we turn those habits around, or when we are struggling with the old habits, when we're really struggling, is because of the wrong system. So if you have a goal, you need what James Clear is saying is that our focus should be on the system that we have put in place to achieve the goal. The goal is there, but what is the system? And how are the habits that you put in place affecting the system? Because if the system is not working, the goal will not be met. That is it. That is just it. So, focusing on the system. So I'm going to share with you some tips for forming new habits. And I'll just highlight 5 of them. And as we go along and as I read the book and as you join me in reading the book, we will come and really encourage each other. So number 1, start small. Start small. So begin with some manageable changes, something that will be easy to incorporate into your daily routine, not something that will stand alone that you need to start to go do. For me, when I want to go to the gym, I know I have paid for gym several times and I never went there, left my credit card and they charge me every time. Then I went to, you know what, I can just do something in my living room. I bought a bike. You know what, it didn't work. So find something that will work for you. Just start small. I couldn't use the treadmill. No, I couldn't. But I just started to walk, in place. And there were some apps that I used. Just start small and fit it into your daily routine. And the second is be consistent. To be successful is all about consistency. That is the key. So try to perform the new behavior, the new habit at the same time each day. So if you make it consistent, and I have introduced new habits into my business, and that has really helped me. That put on my calendar at the same time, this is the time I'm on social media, and that is it. So I have the chunk of time in the morning and later before I go to bed that I do social media, and that reduces the number of hours I spend on social media. And it can be it can be a rabbit hole right there. Then number 3, use triggers that associate the new habit with an existing routine or cue to help. So like, maybe you want to start to help yourself with, when you wake up, you want to sit down and read your, what do I call it? Read those mantra, read those things that will energize you to start the day. You have some things you have written out that you need to read to yourself, to believe in yourself, to start you up in the day. So use trigger. Do you want to do it when you wake up before you leave your bed? Or do you want to do it at night when you get to your bed before you sleep? So you use triggers so that when you wake up, you know that when I wake up before I leave my bed, I need to do this. Then number 4, track your progress. Keep a journal. Use an app to monitor your progress. Use the app on your phone and monitor the progress. Ask yourself questions at the end of the week. How did it go? So that you don't lose track, because when you leave it undone, when you put the new habit on the back burner for a day or 2 or 1 week, eventually, it will be a thing of the past. Track your progress. And number 5, be patient. Forming a habit takes time. James Clear said, atomic habit, tiny little thing, it takes time, because it will not show as a result. It will not show in the result you are looking for in your business immediately. It might take a month, it might take 2 months, but be patient, be persistent, and don't be discouraged. And this is the thing. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. The system you put in place, the habit you put in place, that is what will determine where you are. Just setting a goal does not make you successful. It is the system, it is the habit, it is the persistence. They are the things you do on a daily basis, persistently, consistently, that will determine the success of your business. So I encourage you to get a copy of this book, really, Atomic Habits by James Clear. I invite you to join my exclusive reading group. I used to do this. I used to have a mastermind where we really teach ourselves, and we hold ourselves accountable when we are learning new habits like this. And I want to resuscitate that. So I'm inviting you. Let's do it together. This will be exciting, and you are invited to join me. So we'll read the book together, and we're going to share the insights and discuss how we apply the principles in the book to grow our business. Are you in? Do you want to join me? If you want to join me, go on my website, www.clarolgr.com/meet. Just send me a note, and I will add you to my Facebook group where we can really go through this book and begin to change our habits. Remember that those tiny changes you make to your system will eventually yield remarkable results if you persist. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to Create Your Own Economy with Bunmi Ajibade. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are considering starting your own side hustle, I invite you to take our free assessment test to discover your readiness. Go to www.clarolgr.com/checklist. And if you need a personalized guidance for your business, contact me directly for a free strategy session. Let's work together to turn your vision into reality and chart your path to success. Go to www.clarolgr.com/MEET. Remember to subscribe, write reviews, and share this podcast with others ready to create their own economies.